Sparkies, it's Miss Amy. I wanted to share this video with you and just touch base to see how all of you are doing. I hope that you all had a wonderful spring break and that school online is going well for you. We're going to be doing our Awana clubs digitally online too now, so we'll be having a lesson every week, and then you can say your sections to your mom or dad, or we may get onto Zoom, which I think a lot of you are using for school, to say your sections to your leaders that way. But for today, I did want to just share a story with you, and then we will go from there. So this is a learning process for everybody. I'm going to do my best to read you this story, and you can see the pictures, but we may have to do some adjustments, so just bear with me. So our book is called Sparky Shines His Light, and this is actually a book that was written by somebody who works in the Awana program. His name is Jack Agar. And our verse for this story is Matthew 5:16, which says, "Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven." Matthew 5:16. So we're going to see what it means to let your light shine before men. And while I'm reading this, you can be thinking about what you think that means. So here we go. We're going to try to read about here, I think. The insects of Stump Village lived deep in the heart of the deciduous forest. Stump Village was a very busy place. Each morning, the adult insects would fly, crawl, and run to their jobs in the trees around the village. Each morning, the bug children went to school, but only until lunchtime. After that, they were free to have fun for the whole afternoon. So this is the page. Can you see? Hopefully you can see the picture. Okay. They all liked to play baseball. But Robbie the rhinoceros beetle was the best at hitting home runs. They all liked to sing, but Katie the cricket was the best musician of all. They all liked to play hide and seek, but Freddie the flea was the best because he could hide in tiny little places. They all liked to run races, but Laura the ladybug was best because she could fly like the wind. Sparky the firefly wasn't best at anything. He couldn't hit home runs, hide in tiny spaces, run fast, or make beautiful music. So he's not feeling very good about himself. But Sparky did have something special. Whenever Sparky was thankful, his tail glowed with a soft yellow light. Unfortunately, Sparky's light often got him into trouble. Like the day Sparky and his friends were playing hide and seek. Sparky had a great hiding place, but the more thankful he was for his spot, the brighter his light shone, and everyone could see him. Or the day Sparky got all the words right on a spelling test. Well, except for the word spaghetti. He was so thankful that his light grew brighter and brighter. "Sparky," said the teacher, Mrs. Arachnid, "turn off your light. You are distracting the rest of the class." Sparky wanted to obey, but he couldn't. He had become a very thankful bug. "I can't turn off my light," he said. "Go to the principal's office," Miss Arachnid pointed toward the door. Another night, Robbie's dad took the bugs camping next to a root at the bottom of the stump. The bugs roasted marshmallows around the fire while Katie sang a beautiful song to them, and Freddie happily danced on top of the root. Mr. Rhinoceros Beetle smiled. "That was a fine song, Katie, and a fine jitterbug, Freddie." But after a while, everyone was getting tired, so they rolled out of their sleeping bags. The night was cold and the ground was hard. 2 rocks poked against Sparky's tummy. Sparky thought about his soft, warm bed at home. The more he thought about home, the more thankful he became, and the brighter his light shone. "Sparky," grumbled Mr. Rhinoceros Beetle, "please turn your light off. It's late." Sparky felt alone and sad. Sparky decided that he would never be thankful again. Being thankful only got him into trouble. From then on, when Sparky's mother made him a special breakfast before school, he did not say thank you. When Laura the ladybug apologized for laughing at him, Sparky pretended not to hear. When his friends asked him to play games with them, Sparky walked away. Sparky was one miserable little bug. Okay, here we go. Then one evening, Laura said to Sparky, "We're going swimming in the puddle. Do you want to come?" Sparky was so excited he couldn't say no. The puddle was his favorite place to play. "I'll come," he said, but he was careful not to thank Laura for the invitation. As the bugs walked down the path, Katie's mother called out to them, "Come home before the sun goes down." Sparky thought that was a good idea. The forest was scary after dark. When they reached the puddle, Sparky dipped his toe into the cool water, perfect for swimming. Sparky started to feel very thankful. If I have any more fun, my light will shine and everyone will laugh at me, he told himself. So he sat on the shore and thought about mushrooms. Sparky didn't like mushrooms at all. This is crazy. He's not being thankful because he doesn't want his light to shine. Sparky's friends were having so much fun, flashing each other and playing Marco Polo, that they forgot about the time. Sparky forgot as well, because he was too busy thinking of excuses not to be thankful. The sun dipped lower and lower and then slipped behind the trees. Suddenly, Robbie cried out, "It's getting dark!" "Let's go," said Sparky. The bugs grabbed their towels and they started running up the path as fast as their bug legs could carry them. But they were too late. Soon the entire forest was dark. Sparky and his friends could no longer see where they were going. They huddled together, shaking with fear. Strange howls and hoots floated down from the branches above them. What was that?" asked Freddie the Flea. His voice was even higher than usual. A pair of large yellow eyes blinked out at them from high in a tree. "I want to go home," sobbed Robbie the rhinoceros beetle. Sparky wanted to go home too. He wished his dad was there to lead them back to Stump Village. He imagined he was safe in his bed and his mother was kissing him goodnight. He was so thankful for his parents. Suddenly, Laura the ladybug gasped. "Sparky!" she said, pointing to his tail. "Your light is shining!" And it was. A small yellow glow illuminated the path around them. "Keep being thankful," Laura told him, her wings buzzing with excitement. And Sparky did. He thought about how safe he felt whenever his father gave him a big firefly hug. He thought about how fun it was to play games all afternoon long with his friends, even if he never won. He thought about school and how good it was to learn how to spell big words like spaghetti. Never had Sparky been so thankful. Never had his light shone so brightly. The bugs ran up the path, cheering for Sparky. When they finally reached Stump Village, Freddie the Flea whispered, "I'm sorry I called you names. Your light is a very special gift." "Thank you," said Sparky, and his light shone even brighter. From that day on, Sparky no longer worried about being the best. He pitched baseballs to Robbie. He laughed at Freddie's hiding places. He raced as fast as he could against Laura. He danced when Katie the Cricket made beautiful music. At night, when the sun went down and the stars danced across the sky, Sparky thought about how thankful he was for his friends, and his light would sparkle brightly in the distance. So, we learned that Sparky didn't want to be thankful because if he was thankful, then his light would shine and he kept getting into trouble. But in the end, being thankful and making his light shine was what saved them from the deep, dark forest where they were afraid they would get lost. So, I have a question for you, a couple of questions, which hopefully you'll know the answers to. But first off, what kind of bug is Sparky? That's right, Sparky is a firefly. Very good. And then, we've read it at the beginning, but again, if we read Matthew 5:16, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. What does that mean? Maybe you can take a minute or two and discuss with your mom and dad what you think that verse means. And ask your mom and dad what they think that verse means. So, I think the other thing I want you guys to think about this week are, let's start thinking about some things that we're thankful for. I know right now things are a little different than normal, but that's okay because every day we can take time to find things that we're thankful for, and we should focus on those things. I'm thankful for my family, and I'm thankful that right now Mr. Chuck is at home and I get to spend a lot more time with him, and I get to go outside and take walks, and I get to pet my dogs, and I get to enjoy the sunshine. Right now where my mom and dad live, it's still snowing, so they're up in the very cold weather and they're not able to get outside much anymore, but because we live here in sunny Florida, we're able to get outside a whole lot more, and I hope you're taking advantage of that. So I hope that you are all working on your verses. Like I said at the beginning, don't forget about Sparkies, because Sparkies aren't forgetting about you. And Miss Diane and Mr. Mark and Miss Isabel and Miss Maria and Miss Aubrey, they all miss you very much. And hopefully next week we'll be able to get onto the Zoom app where we'll all be able to see each other and say hello. So in the meanwhile, you guys have a fantastic week, and if you have any questions, or if your mom and dads have any questions, just please let me know. Alright, bye Sparkies! Have a good week!